If you're a Dreamcast fan or an arcade fan, then you've probably heard of Hydro Thunder. But have you ever heard of Four Wheel Thunder? Though published by Midway, it was developed by Callisto Entertainment and rebranded as a Thunder game apparently in the very last minute of production. And just by looking at game footage, you're probably thinking that this is another arcade game ported to the Dreamcast, but you'd actually be wrong. In fact, as of today, this game is a Dreamcast exclusive. No re-releases, no ports to any console, only Dreamcast, baby. And with that said, it's very arcade style, it's very fast paced, and very difficult. This game wants your quarters, even though it can't have any of them. Upon starting the game, you are treated to a small main menu, 1-player, 2-player options, and Hall of Fame. And when I first saw this screen, I was a little underwhelmed. But then I clicked the 1-player option where more modes made their appearance. You have practice mode where you can practice and explore the many tracks, arcade indoor where you challenge a set of races, and all these races are indoors, hence the name, and these tracks are kind of small. And then in another mode you have arcade outdoor. These tracks are really big. And then you have championship mode where you can play both indoor and outdoor tracks while collecting money and customizing your own vehicle. Within both arcade modes, there are 3 series to choose from, and you have to beat a series to unlock the next one. This game does not suffer from a lack of tracks. There are quite a lot of them, and it will definitely take you some time to see everything that this game has to offer. Like I said before, this game is after your quarters. It's really hard, and unfortunately there is no difficulty setting. In the arcade modes, you have to get first place to advance to the next track, and that is no easy task. Also, this game feels a bit differently than other racers, so you kind of have to get used to it. My advice when starting this game is start with the indoor tracks, since they are shorter and much easier than the outdoor tracks. I think the main difference between this game and other racers is that you can't really turn in mid-air, which is more realistic, come to think of it. So when you fly, you kind of have to wait till your tires hit the road and then make a sharp turn. When I first played this game, I got destroyed, but with a little patience and perseverance, I was able to beat the indoor tracks.
You win! You won the arcade indoor mode!
The outdoor tracks were a different story. It seemed that no matter what I did, I just couldn't make first place on the very first track. At the beginning of each race, the other racers are given quite a bit of a head start, and you have to catch up. Throughout the race, you collect boosts. Blue boost for 4 seconds of boost power, and red boost for 9 seconds of boost power. I found that no matter what I got, I kept running out of boosts, and I just couldn't catch up to the other racers fast enough. I felt like I was missing a gameplay mechanic or something. So I looked at the manual, and here you can learn that at the beginning of a race, you can get a super start by pressing the accelerate and the boost button at the same time. The manual says in a specific order, and it doesn't really tell you what that order is, but the manual is lying. You have to press them at the same time. But even with this newfound knowledge, I still kept getting my butt kicked. So I looked up a walkthrough, and I found that you can conserve your boosts and maintain your max speed just by tapping the boost button rather than holding it, which is what I was doing. And I also learned that the Crusader is a really good vehicle, and that its low stats are actually misleading. With this newfound knowledge and a ton of patience, I was able to beat and unlock all of the series and beat all of the outdoor arcade mode. Though difficult, the outdoor tracks are really where this game shines. They are huge and have many forks in the road and secret passages, and they actually remind me a lot of Sonic and Sega All-Star Racing tracks. The desert stages are literal nightmares, and you will find yourself having to learn every one of these tracks to be able to get first place. And I disagree with the criticism of this game that these tracks are uninspired. They are huge, and they are very creative too. After beating the outdoor tracks and the indoor tracks, you can play through championship mode, and thankfully in this mode you can continue by winning either first, second, or third place. The game still has the audacity to say you lose though.
You placed second! You lose!
Like, geez, man, give me a break. This mode is a lot of fun, and this mode will keep you playing this game for a very long time. I still haven't even beat it. Along the way, you can collect money that will allow you to customize your car and give it better stats, and even change the appearance of your vehicle as well. If you have a friend, the 2-player mode is something to marvel at. You can do everything you did in the 1-player mode with a friend. You can go through the arcade indoor and the arcade outdoor and even championship mode. The cool thing about having a second player is that you can actually unlock tracks just by competing in one of the races, whether it be indoor or outdoor. So if the difficulty of this game is too hard for you and you want to see all the stages, then playing with a second player is the best way to unlock tracks. And on top of being able to do all the 1-player stuff in 2-player mode, there are also special modes like bomb, bomb race, balloon, and tag mode. And honestly, I think bomb is probably the funnest mode. Though they're not as fun as doing the actual races, they still offer some variety in case you and your buddy get bored with the arcade tracks. All in all, I say this game kind of surprised me. When I first picked it up and played it, I thought it was going to be a complete mess and I thought it was going to be really bad. But though it's difficult and though it's different in playstyle, it goes above and beyond on what it offers. And yes, this game did make me curse a few times, which is kind of rare these days. Did I mention those desert stages? Those are really crazy stages. The sound in this game is really unique. If you leave the sound settings where they are, like by default, and crank the volume up on whatever you're playing on, whether it be a TV or monitors, it actually sounds like you're in an arcade. It's a little hard to explain, but it's something I never really felt sound-wise from other games. Now, 4-Wheel Thunder may not be all that popular, but it is a great game. Pretty close to magnificent, and it is definitely worth your time. Callisto went above and beyond with just how much you can do in this game. And though I did and kind of do have some beef with the difficulty, especially at the beginning, once I learned the physics, the playstyle, and that little boost trick, I was able to win. And once I studied the tracks, it felt really good to finally get first place in a lot of those tracks. And like I mentioned before, this game was only ported to Dreamcast, so it's really hard to find modern ports of this game. Copies of this game don't go ridiculously high, as of now anyway, so if you want to pick it up for Dreamcast and you have a Dreamcast, you can find it pretty cheap, but not super cheap. And of course there are always emulators like Redream and RetroArch that you can play this game on as well. So yeah, if you're into hardcore racing games, this one is definitely for you. Well, I hope you enjoyed this Dreamcast review. Have you ever played this game before? What are some of your favorite racing games on the Dreamcast, or any other system for that matter? Leave it in the comments below. And if you like this video, be sure to leave a like. And if you really want to support the Dreamcast love, share this video. And subscribe to Phoenix Splash TV and join me on my quest to review every Dreamcast game I possibly can. Thanks for watching. This is Josh from Phoenix Splash, signing off.